This is an example problem on solving a one-step equation involving addition and subtraction. Our problem is a plus 6 equals 10. And this is meant to be an easier example just to kind of get us started on how this all works. So we have our variable a right here. So there's some number plus 6 that equals 10. And many of you listening to this might already know the answer for a, but it's really important that we understand the process and what steps are going on here, because eventually, these problems are going to get a lot more complicated. You'll have a lot more difficult numbers to work with, and you want to understand how exactly this all plays out. So the idea is that I need to get this a by itself. And in order to do that, I need to do the inverse or opposite operation to both sides. So what is the opposite or inverse of adding 6? Well, I'm going to take away 6. And to keep my equation balanced, notice my equal sign right here, I need to take away 6 from both the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So this is going to cancel out. All I'm going to be left with on the left-hand side is this variable a, and 10 minus 6 would be 4. So I think my solution is that a equals 4. But I want to make sure, so I'm going to perform a check here. And once again, really important that you understand all these steps because the problems are going to get a lot more complicated here in the near future. When you do your check, what I want you to do first is just rewrite the original equation. So we have some number a plus 6 equals 10. So this is our original equation. And my next step is going to be to substitute in what my value of my variable is. So I think that a is worth 4. So right here in place of the a, I'm going to plug in a 4. And all the rest of this stuff, I'm just going to bring it down. So I have, instead of a plus 6, I have 4 plus 6 equals 10. And I want you to completely simplify this side right here. So what is 4 plus 6? Well, that is, of course, 10. And yeah, looks like this check works out. And actually do the math right here. I've had many students that'll plug in the value for their variable and they'll just copy the number that's over here. And it's very clear that they haven't thought this through and didn't really, make sure that the answer makes sense. Doing this check here is a great way to catch your mistakes. And plus, whenever we have our quizzes and tests, you're going to be given points for this line right here, showing that you're subtracting 6 on both sides. You're going to be given points for saying your variable equals your answer. And then I'm also going to be giving you points based on your check. So I'm going to look, did you write the original equation? There's going to be points given there. Did you substitute in the value for the variable? There's going to be points there. And did you simplify the left-hand side or both sides so that you have a number on both sides? All right, let's take a look at one more example here. This example is h minus 7 equals 10. So once again, my goal is to solve my equation for my variable. In this case, my variable is h. So there's some number h that I'm going to take away 7 from it, and that's going to equal 10. And my goal is to find this mystery number. So what mystery number minus 7 equals 10? Well, this time I'm taking away 7. So my opposite or inverse operation of taking away 7 is adding 7. And if I add 7 over here on the left-hand side, I need to make sure that I add 7 on the right-hand side. This negative 7 and this positive 7 are going to cancel out. All I'm going to have is h over here on the left, and 10 plus 7 is 17. Just like the last time, we're going to do a quick check, make sure our answer makes sense. So once again, write down the original equation, h minus 7 equals 10. So our h value is 17, so we're just going to plug in 17 in place of h. And 17 minus 7, we're actually going to do this problem right here. We're going to think about the answer. We're not just going to copy this number over here. 17 minus 7 is 10. And notice I have the same number on both sides of the equation. So I have a good answer here. So final answer is h equals 17.